Gonna give that a downvote. Wait, think you're a tough guy, huh? You don't even have a weapon. That's a lot of VRAM. I believe I have bricked the install. Holy crap. I think this is probably the best this map has ever run. Why does it look like Chappie? Oh, do I have a weird one for you guys today. It's got antennas. It's got a touchscreen. It was made in August 2018. And oh brother, does it have gaming ports? I just remembered the screen is down there. Whoops. That's not a good sign. USB triple, LAN 1, LAN 2, grandpa port. Do not remove. Removes the do not remove, which looks to have revealed a prepubescent HDMI port. Below that is a real HDMI port. Audio in, out, that one. And now, what do we have here? Huh? I hate cereal. And what the heck is this? Actually, I think, yes, it is a 3.5mm jack. But why is he over here? What, he can't be with his buddies? Come on, we abolished segregation. We're better than this. So clearly, we got ourselves a wacky boy today. And it appears to open from the top. What's inside? I don't even have a name for it yet. All right, what's the first text I see? PAX Gear by Highland. What's inside? The PAX Gear by Highland. Aww. You know what this looks like? It's a Window Baby Sega Alls. It's got that whole little metal bar thing going over the thing. It looks just, there's a family resemblance. That's all I'm saying. This actually is really heavy. This is just steel, like 3mm thick steel. I spy a crappy SSD. It is a 128GB serial ATA flash drive. Okay, A-Pacer. Seems to be a pretty compact little dude. We got a itty bitty little exhaust fan, an itty bitty little CPU cooler, some kind of device over here that's kind of just sandwiched onto the side of the computer. Oh, actually, there's two of those. Oh, this is the aux thing. Is that another? Huh? There's another aux port inside the computer. What the heck, dude? I also spy a Wi-Fi card.
And Bluetooth.
I take it that's what the dangly bits are for. I think it's just mini ITX. The most bizarre mini ITX board I've ever seen. Oh, and I can't not mention the absolute... I don't even have the adjective for this. All right, it's coming out. So, do you game? Yikes, not with an interface like that. All-in-one HD video capture. Okay. So it doesn't game. Oh, interesting. I'm not even gonna pretend to know what's going on here. I think that's like a, what's it called? BNC connector? Usually you see that on like CRT PVMs, but it's labeled as SDHD3G SDI.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
The DVI port is labeled HDMI DVI RGB HV. God, this video is devolving into alphabet soup. I know these two, not sure about the RGB HV. And then the serial looking port does, I'm guessing, composite and component and S-video? Okay, that's pretty cool. However, yeah, good luck doing anything with it. I'm guessing there's an adapter that this needs that I don't have. Looks like it can do up to full HD 1080p 60. Hey, that's not bad. Wonder if it's worth anything. If it was the quad HDMI one, yeah. But we don't even have one HDMI. I mean, you could feed HDMI through this, but not audio. I wonder how old this is, or if there's even like a driver available for it. Well, maybe if I needed to, I could even write one of my own if I spent enough time learning programming with the sponsor of today's video, boot.dev. Learning to program is hard. It uses parts of your brain that, as a gamer, you've probably let rot away to make room for things like But why does it feel so hard? Well, maybe it's because you're trying to learn out of a textbook or watching some dude's 10-hour unedited C tutorial on YouTube. Maybe the way you're trying to learn is boring you. The smartest way to learn to code, or to learn anything really, is to stay engaged with the material by making sure you're never bored with it. That way you can stay motivated and stick with it long enough to reach your goals. You can't gain coding skills and knowledge without working on real projects and actually writing a lot of code for them. Boot.dev integrates key mechanics from the gaming world, like XP, levels, and achievements to keep you engaged and excited to keep learning. By completing interactive lessons that teach you things like web development with languages like Python and Go, you gain valuable coding skills while kinda just feeling like you're gaming. Go to boot.dev and use my code Bringus Studios to get 25% off your entire first year when you choose an annual plan. Oh, look at that. Look at how cute that is. I'm gonna stand my RAM up vertically like a real computer. 4 gigabytes of PC3. Wasn't this made in 2018? Yeah, that's when Coffee Lake came out. Or actually, Coffee Lake came out in 2017. They switched to DDR4 in 6th gen. Okay, so this thing was not cutting edge, not even for 2018. God knows what kind of edge that makes it now. What is the opposite of cutting edge? Dull edge, I suppose. I hate this particular antenna. We do not wobble. Not in this house. Oh. I didn't notice it before because I wasn't looking at it from this angle, but our mystery aux port device, it's actually a USB stick. What the heck? Allow me to free you from your bindings. And to thank me, you can now owe me your entire life. Get scammed, idiot. X-Keys XK-3 USB switch interface. Oh. This looks like something you would have plugged into the original Xbox to, like, jailbreak it or something back in the day. It's from Pi Engineering. Quote, the no slogan company. Okay, what does that do? Easily convert any switch closure to a keyboard, multimedia, or mouse command? I think you literally just put a button or switch, like a physical switch, into there, and then this will just register that as like a keyboard press or a mouse click. Oh yeah, look at that. If you got one of those aux ports that's like the microphone one where it's got like 4 sections, you can put 3 switches on this thing. Okay, that is extremely niche. Thank you, X-Keys. But now the real interesting part is the screen on the front. How does that work? I guess we just gotta turn it on and find out. It came with this fairly horrific power cable. Dear God, look at this thing. You know what would be kind of sick is if it lit up. Does it light up? What the? What's going on here? Why is there a bite out of it? It doesn't go into the receptacle. Well, I guess we'll never know if it glows. Unfortunately, this whole thing is powered by a power brick that just goes to a DC jack straight into the motherboard. So don't expect crazy performance. All right, let's see what she do. Oh, and straight to BIOS. All right, we're not messing around. I take it you can't. No, okay. Well, hold on. Let me put the drive back in. I have no idea what this thing was pulled out of, where it came from, anything like that. If the eBay seller that sold me this is a good boy, he'll have wiped the SSD. But they don't always do that now, do they? Oh, this one did. Looks like we need ourselves an operating system. I want there to be at least some hope of getting the touchscreen working on this thing, so we're gonna use Windows. Wow, I am realizing just how atrocious this is gonna be to film. Just hold that up, why don't you? Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. Actually, why don't we do a little perusing? What do we got in the BIOS? Yeah, literally none of that was interesting. You know what is interesting? i5 4400E? What does E mean? As far as I can tell, it stands for extremely shit because we only have 2 cores. Maximum CPU speed, 2700 megahertz. CPU speed, 3200 megahertz. You're really just gonna bust through the perfectly white screen like that? Typical Windows behavior. Whoopsie. Alright, show the card that says one Rufus later. So while that's installing, I figured we're gonna want a bigger SSD for all the gaming we're about to do. You know, it really does feel like a King Chuxing kinda day. King Chuxing SSD at 163.com. What kind of a domain is 163.com? Yeah, that checks out. Choose your featherweight champion, A Pacer or King Chuxing. No matter who you pick, you're bound to lose. I'm just a King Chuxing, going through this life, trying to find his Queen Chuxing. Now that we have quadrupled our storage, let's get an operating system. Bonjour à nouveau, ma chérie. That was a very weird Windows installation. I don't remember it being like that or looking like this. And while we wait for that, let's figure out the story behind the PAX gear, why don't we? Oh, dude, I got scammed. This one is way cooler. Look at that. Bruh. That one is 4K. I don't think mine is 4K. I don't even think it's close. We'll be lucky if it's 720p. Well, that one's got a spinny knob. Dude, I got the bad one. Oh my god, no I didn't. That's the bad one. No screen, only optical media. No, miss me with that one. Okay, this is the only official document I can find for this thing. MDR Video Touch from Highland Healthcare allows you to capture videos and images from visible light modalities and easily associate them with the correct patient record. MDR Video Touch captures video. Well, that's exactly what I thought this did. Yeah, I got nothing. It is a healthcare doohickey. A gizmo, if I may. What I want to know is,
Where's the caveman?
What I want to know is, does the touchscreen work? Hey! This is why we use Windows, kids. To be fair, I don't know, it might work in Linux. Do I want to find out? No! What was that, like, degenerate CPU that was in this thing? i5-4400E. I wonder if I can change the brightness. No. But anyway, the 4400E means that our graphics is Microsoft Basic Display Adapter. Yeah, that's not right. Hold on, need the driver. Intel HD Graphics 4600. Sounds pretty fast. What is this icon? Go away.
Nope.
How do you get rid of this? Gonna give that a downvote. What if I just default it? Haha. Never again will I ever learn about this picture. Just how I like it. I have installed Steam. It is not, going too quickly. I imagine those 4 gigs of RAM are not really affording us very much of, well, anything.
Hello again.
Dude, well, I just so happen to have 16 gigs of DDR3 right here. I will admit, the vertical SODIMM slots, they're a bit goofy. They don't feel great. I feel like I'm gonna do the thing that the person in that one GIF does, where they just obliterate the RAM slot. Wow, okay. Yeah, that was incredibly unsatisfying. The user's password must be changed before signing in. No. I don't think it does. That's what I thought. Alright, 16 gigs of RAM! Now it's a gaming computer. Now surely this thing should be able to play Half-Life 2, yeah? Although Half-Life 2 did just get a big update, and we could switch back to the older build. But what was it that I said a couple of videos ago? But it's just... it's not screaming! It's not in agonizing pain! I feel like if I don't get my torture fix, I'm gonna have to move on to torturing something else. And torturing people is not legal. Yeah, I choose torture. Highest everything. Classic effects disabled. Whoop, and the menu's made for ants again. I want to show you guys a trick. Oh, hold on. What is going on? I forgot I had the ear rape mod on. Okay, that should help. I did it! Looks like I'm gonna board that train to Nova Prospect. Wait, think you're a tough guy, huh? You don't even have a weapon. I can bother you all I want. And ironically, the one with the gun doesn't even have the balls to try and push me. How far back does this go? to exactly this line, which is about this far away. That is significantly deeper than it needs to be. Nothing like a no draw to brighten up your day. Anyway, we seem to be getting a cinematic experience today. Very original Xbox-esque. What if we made it hurt just a little bit less? Maybe not 8x MSAA. How about 2? Alright, we gained like between 10 and 20 FPS. That's pretty significant. How about 720p? 90 FPS? Okay, so it just didn't like the resolution, really. Alright, this is pretty good. Not bad for a dual-core E chip with no GPU. Now, I'm trying to figure out which of these two is going to be more painful. I do not even think we're going to get this one to launch. So, we'll try that. Yeah, I figured. What about this one? Oh man, is it trying. That's a lot of VRAM. I hear the music. Hello? Alright, we're gonna try this fix from Mr. Death XV. Apparently this is just a thing that happens. We gotta make a file called doomconfig, dump in the magic words from the magic man, change it to .local. Oh, look at that! It actually got in! What the heck, dude? You're not getting off easy today, Intel HD Graphics 4600. Okay, we're gonna go up to 720p, FXAA, motion blur off, overall quality low, and we'll call that good. You know what? 16 FPS, I have seen worse. However, just because I've seen worse does not mean that I do not want to once again see worse. Overall quality, ultra. Please don't crash. Come on, you're only at 10 gigs of RAM. You can allocate some more, come on! It appears to be bound and determined to not do that. Alright, bye-bye. I believe I have bricked the install. I restarted the game to go and set the graphics to like high or something that's not ultra. And nope, he's done. He has decided that this world is no longer for him. Rest in peace, Doom 2016. I'm sure this will be so much better. Wow. I'm scared to click anything. Close. Wait, it's not dead yet. Wow. Oh, and there's Task Manager. Jeez, okay. We need to get these settings turned down pronto. Alright, 720p, everything low. Oh crap, it's already there. VSync is already off. Oh no. Okay, never mind about 720p. We're gonna go to my favorite resolution, 320 by 240. Alright. We're ready to play. Dude, these are just like ancient runes on my screen. Is this the full screen button? Yes. Okay, we are gaming. Holy crap. What a loading screen. You know, something tells me we're not getting in game. Oh, jeez. Holy crap. Windows just breaks down at this resolution. I can't even close the game. Task Manager won't open. Can we get to the desktop? What in the name? This is over here? I don't think I've ever seen Windows more broken. Can we get back into Steam?
Nope.
No? What is this bar? This is like the taskbar, but a floaty one? Can I close it now?
Nope.
No? This is amazing. I'm astounded. What if we just exited all of Steam? Oh, we can't get to the button to do it! Hold on, what if we started a different game? Please just don't launch 2 of them. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna be doing much of anything. We're just gonna go and hit the extremely large restart button. It was so big! Well, now that we have seen the true wonder of the PAX Gear by Highland, I am truly wondering myself. Is this it? Is this the best we can do? And I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. You're like, hey dumbass, we're only 19 minutes into the video. It can't be over yet, right? I'm not fucking around this time. Whoops. Oh, dude, this connector is so fucked. So much better. I've made a couple of discoveries. So this board in the back here, this is like a speaker driver. I think it was kind of like an off-the-shelf thing, considering that 3.5mm jack is still there. This is like where you'd plug in your headphones on a set of desk speakers. Obviously, you could not do that in this. But these things on the side, these little black boxes, these are speakers. And you know, they're not actually half bad. I'll have to play them for you guys later because I'm stupid and forgot that I unplugged everything. But this thing can go. The left speaker may have to get relocated. It depends on how snug the GPU will be. This is gonna have to get one slot ain't enough. Well, actually, we could use one slot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. This fan is fine. We should be able to reuse the front I/O. And hopefully, we can reuse the screen. The screen is tricky though. So that was the connector for the screen. And not only is that completely destroyed, it went into this bizarro port on the old motherboard. LVDS? Yeah, that's a new one to me. It's whatever, I'll figure it out. For now, I just want to make sure that we can get this board in. Man, we really lucked out. It just uses a standard audio interface, standard fan headers, standard USB connections, standard front panel. As bizarre as this thing is, it's just a PC. It just kind of smells like MRSA. Holy crap, this is a heavy unit. In you go. Nice, little buddy, nice. We are in. Ish. I think between this monstrously huge backplate on the back of the motherboard and this cable here that runs along the bottom to the speaker, there's not enough clearance to put this in. That's okay. Who needs their wires routed? Surely not me. All right, one more time. Perfect. It's like a match made in sterile heaven. Okay, now, the GPU. I'm gonna take the bracket off for now, just so we can get it inside. Thank you, PNY, for this incredibly accessible screw. Wow, this just sucks. I want to try and cheese it. I think it can be done. Come on. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, not onto the motherboard. I guess Linus knew what he was talking about when he wanted long blades on his screwdriver.
A longer blade portion of a bit.
Okay, now that we are bracketless, please tell me this will kind of just work. No. This is in the way. Thank you for your service, metal tab thing, but I'm just gonna need you to lay low for a little bit. Okay, how about now? Oh, it's so close. I appreciate the work that you have put in, little random antenna, but if you could just go quietly, I think that'd be best for everyone. We're gonna have to put something there now. When life gives you a hole, well, naturally, you gotta put something in it. All right, are we good? Yeah, we are. Oh, uh-oh. So, yikes. I figured we were gonna have to extend the lid anyway, cause, where was this supposed to go? Remember, it originally didn't need a power supply. The board just had a DC input jack, so we gotta find room for this whole thing. Luckily, it's SFX though, so it's very tiny. Look at this, dude. It's a power supply for mole people. It's gonna be tricky though, cause I can't block the cooling fan. Oh man, wouldn't that be convenient? Look at that. Look at how perfect that would be. Oh, and we gotta run the power cable somewhere. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I have 3D printed a lid. Power supply bolts onto it pretty nicely using a couple of brackets. And there's a cutout right here for the GPU. There we go, very nice. And so those are gonna both stick out just a little bit, but I think it looks kind of cool, to be honest. The GPU power cable is gonna route through this hole. I haven't really tested to see if there's enough clearance between the bottom of this and the top of that to actually cool the thing. But we're getting there, we're getting there. Got some more problems to solve first. All right, try and follow along because things have gotten kinda weird. Okay, remember the speaker driver? That uses a floppy power connector. Our Corsair power supply is not going to have a floppy power connector. In order to power it, we are going to be pulling 5 volts from the front USB port. I'm not even gonna try and show you all that, but just know that the power is coming from where that's connected. Well, you can't just use 5 volts, you also need 12. So we're getting 12 volts from this yellow wire, which is connected all the way over here to this adapter. This is just the 8-pin CPU power cable coming from the power supply, going to this socket. This socket is also providing 12 volts over here, which is going to our LCD screen. This is a disaster, but you should be able to see there's a green board in there. In theory, that green board should be able to drive the screen from an HDMI cable. You see, look at that. We got an HDMI cable plugged into it right here, which is running out the back to the GPU. Currently, this is all theoretical because I have not tried it together yet. I don't even know if the screen's gonna work with this board. I just got it, I just put it in. But, let's find out. Please don't blow up. You know, I find it funny how I can do all this stuff, but I can never remember the orientation for the front power I/O. Okay, now we're good.
Nope.
And, oh! No signal. Okay, well the screen works. But does it get video? Hello? Oh, you know what? I might have to change the input. There's a little button bar, like the buttons on your monitor, you know? I gotta change the source, I imagine. HDMI. Aha! There it is! Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, let me get this all buttoned up, and then we'll do some real gaming. It is almost there. Weirdly, there was a lot of rewiring I had to do with the power button. Both the power button and the reset button's logic was inverted. It pretended like this was always being held down unless you pushed it in. They were both doing that. So a lot of cutting and soldering was involved. That's taken care of. Let's see, did I get this right? Yes, all right, cool. So all I need now is a right angle PC power cable. As you can sort of see, this one just sticks right out the back. But ideally, it's gonna be able to go this way and then either out this hole, which I don't really wanna do, or I could figure something else out. I don't know. We'll get there when the time comes. So it's as close as I can get it to closing right now. But in this state, I think we can still at least benchmark it. See if our CPU gets to hot lava temperature. Oh yeah, the touchscreen works. Touchscreen works great. The touchscreen is only connected over USB, so it's really not that big of a deal. We got very lucky. All right, time spy extreme. Okay, so we are a little tiny bit under average, but have you seen the setup? Our CPU temperature peaked at, oh, dude, our CPU temperature peaked at, what? Our CPU temperature peaked, I'd love to tell you. With the power afforded by the Dirty Cherry keyboard, CPU temperature peaked around 92 C. Not great. But also though, that's in a benchmark, not a real game. Our GPU peak looks like about 78. That's more than fine. And the CPU temperature is probably gonna get worse once this thing is actually all like completely shut, because there's a little extra space here. Remember, that power supply is sandwiched between that CPU fan. So it's probably only gonna get worse, but I don't know, maybe I'll tweak the design to make the power supply come up a little bit more, because it's not really coming up that much. You know, we could afford a little bit more room, maybe like 5 millimeters, no big deal. Actually, after doing another run with the lid like this, it's still bouncing off almost 92 degrees C. I don't think there's any saving this thing. It's just gonna have to burn in its own little PAX gear hell. All right, time to show you guys what this thing can do completely finished. And then I probably ought to tell you the specs of what I put in here, huh? Here it is in its final form, complete with PAX Gear gaming wallpaper. All right, enough suspense. This is what we're packing. The PAX gear now has a Ryzen 7 5700X3D with an Aorus X570 SI motherboard, 32 gigs of DDR4 3200, as well as a 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD. This little bundle was a steal. I paid 420 bucks for it. Funny number. And then to go with that, a PNY RTX 3060. The XLR8 Revel Epic X single fan GPU was one of the only cards that I could find that still had decent power but would actually fit in this thing. I was also able to get the temperatures down a little bit, down to 88.6 degrees Celsius, so we're not thermal throttling anymore, which is great. And the way that I achieved that cooler number, well, as you can see, I ended up flipping the power supply. The fan is now pointed inward. I figured instead of having the CPU try and draw air from nothing, it could just try and draw air through the power supply itself, which is still not great, but again, better than nothing. Oh, what are you doing in there? I told you we were gonna have to fill that hole with something. And I also replaced that noisy rear fan with a little tiny 60mm Noctua fan. There is one goofy thing about mounting the power supply upside down now. In my testing, that power supply fan never even came on, not even once. And in this new orientation, if that power supply fan does come on, I'm not gonna know. You can't see it. But if it does decide to come on, it's going to try and pull air up the power supply and out, and the CPU fan is going to be trying to draw in the same exact air but down, and there's going to be a horrible struggle for air in there. And so that is the gamble that we are currently taking in order to not thermally throttle by shoving our CPU fan against the bottom of the power supply. We live a bit dangerously on this channel now, don't we? So this display ended up being 1280 by 800, and it's only 7 inches, so it actually looks fine. What's also nice about that is that games should run really good. Oh, and get a listen to the speakers on this. It has no right to bump like this! Yeah, so basically it's incredible, and incredibly good at gaming.
Yeah, was that the Bringus Studios?
We're starting at very high video. I don't really see any reason why we'd have to go lower than that. This is also not a great game to start testing this on because we can't see the temperatures. CS2 really does not play nice with MSI Afterburner. But we can at least see our FPS, which is over 300. I think this is probably the best this map has ever run in the history of this channel. This is the best this game has run in the history of this channel. I'm so used to seeing that weird dithering effect and playing at like 0.1 FPS. This is like a miracle. All right, I think we've seen enough of this. Will we continue to experience great performance, or will we experience eternal doom? Overall quality, ultra nightmare. After seeing what the Techno thing could do with integrated graphics, this should still be a walk in the park. DLSS off, ray tracing on. Yep, it's a tank. Just under 200 FPS. And what I was thinking that was gonna happen with the temperatures is happening. Because 3D Mark is gonna push this thing harder than an actual game would. Because in game, we're playing at 720p essentially. So when you're actually gaming, the system's never gonna work that hard. 78 on the GPU, that's about what I expected. But 82 on the CPU, you know, that sounds pretty bad. But for what this thing is, I think that's pretty dang good. Absolutely fantastic. All right, I want this thing to be on its knees. We need something harder. Unlike Techno, I decided to purchase Cyberpunk 2077. I imagine that should do it. I am not really familiar with this game, but it appears that we are one from the highest graphics preset currently at Ray Tracing Ultra. I'm gonna turn DLSS off because this is gonna look like complete ass otherwise. Remember, we're only at like 720p. I'm gonna leave Ray Traced Lighting at Ultra. This requires at least an RTX 3090 apparently, so we're not gonna turn on path tracing yet. And I guess I'm just gonna leave everything else as it is. Apply. All right, here we go. Just like Bart. Oh boy, 37 FPS. Now we're talking. Set broken nose. Oh, can I just leave? Apparently not. Please, I just want to go. I don't want to do the story. Oh wait, my goal is leave the bar? Okay, hold on. Maybe there's something to this story. Aha! We're free. Free to run around and get terrible FPS. Oh wait. Free to run around the basketball court and get terrible FPS. Actually, this isn't bad at all. Man, 720p really is some kind of a magic bullet for frame rate, huh? It appears we're being abducted. In we go. Okay, why don't we take this opportunity to make this thing suffer incredibly hard. Oh, you know, just ray tracing overdrive. DLSS ray reconstruction. All I know is DLSS reduces suffering, so off. Resolution scaling off. Path tracing on. That was the thing that needs a 3090. And everything else as it was. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is it. Look at this. This is what it feels like to have 2 beatboxes. Our CPU temperature is rising. Oh, and now it's falling. Honestly, it's managing the temperatures pretty fine. ADC on both of them. And it can get like a little noisy. Like, listen to this. That's like not that much louder than any other stupid gaming PC, to be honest. Are we finally free? No. Okay, well, 30-some FPS in Cyberpunk completely maxed out. I still think that's pretty damn good. Remember though, we are playing at 720p and that gives us a massive advantage. And there's only one game that I know of that is more intensive than this. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Everything has been set to ultra, except for this, it only goes to high. We'll turn on all the other stupid stuff. Max out everything that we can. And for maximum pain, we're going to be rendering at 2560 by 1422. It's like DLSS if it made it worse. All right, let's do this. New York City, baby. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how you're supposed to take off. F3? No, RPM's going down. Okay, how about an airplane? We'll go to Perth. Nope, no we won't. Other more different New York. Oh, there we go, it launched me already flying. I can work with this. Holy crap, our CPU's at 90! Wait, how do I pitch up? Oh. Wait, hold on, go up. No, we're gonna die! No, you gotta pull up! All right, I think that's gonna do it for the PAX gear by Highland. Honestly, I kind of love this thing. Is it a practical gaming machine? No. Is anything on this channel? No. But the fact that you can get a little tiny ITX computer thing with a touchscreen on it. How much was this thing? You can get these things for $100. Obviously, you're gonna want to toss out the motherboard. But if you're not putting crazy gaming crap in it like I'm doing, you could end up with a pretty neat little computer. And you don't even have to be a crackhead like me and put the power supply halfway out the top. They make motherboards that don't suck that also use a DC input jack. Find a weird board on eBay for your weird computer from eBay, and you'll have a great time. I have a few more of those LCD screen controllers, as well as DC input jacks and VGA inputs, as well as the on-screen display remotes. If you want to buy one of these yourself and you don't want to go through the trouble of trying to source one of these driver boards, these are going to be on my Etsy store in the link in the description. While you're there, go ahead and pick up an official Bringus Studios t-shirt. They fit fucking fantastic. If these are out of stock on the Etsy page, I will also put a link to a place that you can buy these from the supplier. And that's it, my children. Thank you for joining me on this gaming adventure with the PAX gear by Highland. I'll see you in the next one.